guys! Today I have my September book haul for you, and I've got quite some books in the month of September, but I'm quite happy with the books I got. There are not that many like last month. I got 7 books and 1 manga. The manga I got is Ion by Arina Tanemura, and this is about a girl called Ion who believes that every time she calls her name it's like she can do magic with it and that something beautiful is going to happen to her, and then she meets this guy and stuff starts to happen from there. I already read this, it was a cute manga but not my favorite Tanemura manga. The next book I got, I have a little unboxing part for you. Let's unbox this baby. It's really a huge package, like you would get some DVD series in this one normally, but it's just one book. And you can probably tell which one it is, but we open it. So, I will let you see in first. Okay, it feels really massive. Yeah, it not only feels really massive, it is, as I had expected it, because I already thought Airfire was like a giant thing. No, Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas is even more. I can't really tell you what Queen of Shadows is about because it's the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas. I would probably spoil you if I tell you anything, and I'm currently reading the 3rd book, so I don't really know what the 4th book is about either, and I don't really want to know because I don't want to spoil myself. The next book I got is Blood and Chocolate by Annette Curtis Claus, and this book is about Vivian, who's a werewolf and who needed to move with her family about a year ago because her pack was attacked and her father was killed, and now because he was the leader of the pack there's a bit chaos. The pack needs to reorganize itself and Vivian kind of needs to reorganize herself as well, and actually she just wants to be a normal girl and have friends. And then when she reads this poem next to a painting she made in the school paper, she has to know this person and the story unfolds from there. The next book I bought is The Jewel by Amy Ewing, and this was the book circle book of September and that's why I got it. This book deals with a dystopian society and we follow the perspective of Violet Lasting, who is a surrogate and who should become babies for the royalty, and we follow her way into the jewel. I actually didn't want to read it first, but it was cheap and the book circle book, so I picked it up. And if you want to know my further opinion, then go and check out my wrap up. The next book I got is Tender Morsels by Margot Lanigan. And actually I didn't know that this was Tender Morsels because otherwise I guess I wouldn't have picked this up because I heard not so great things about this book, but I still want to read it because it's kind of a retelling from Snow White and Rose Red, and this is one of my favorite fairy tales, so I had to pick this up. And this is about Liga, who kind of escapes into a world similar to Snow White and Rose Red because her life is really shitty and there is abuse and stuff like that, and that's basically all I know. And then she and her daughters kind of need to come back to real life, and I don't really know how the story will unfold, and I'm a bit intimidated by this book, but I hope I enjoy it. The next book I bought is Daughter of the Wind by Federica de Sesco, and this book deals with Rainer Steckborn, who's 42 years old and was just left by his wife and doesn't really know what to do with his life. And then on a vacation in Prague he meets this woman, Mia Koga, who is Japanese, and they kind of fall in love and have the big problem where to live, how to be together, because Rainer lives in Hamburg and Mia lives in Tokyo. And so Rainer decides to go and move to Japan, to Tokyo, to be with Mia, and Mia has kind of an interesting family history that I don't want to get into, and it's really special, and that kind of gets along the way in the story. The next book I got is Back to Her by a bunch of authors. This book was written by Elke Becker, Jolene Carter, Johanna Danninger, Babsi Thom, Greta Milan and Ramona Seidel. And I bought this book in preparation of the Frankfurt Book Fair because I want to take this book with me to the Amazon meet and greet and want to get it signed by as many of the authors as possible. I need to mention this book is a novel. Normally when several authors are in one book it's kind of just little short stories, but this is really an actual novel that deals with a watch that kind of gets lost in World War II, I believe, and gets into different hands and hopefully gets back to the rightful owner, and the journey along the way is described by all of these authors, and I'm really interested to see how this book is going to be, and I think I will start this on a train ride to the Frankfurt Book Fair, and I hope I really enjoy it. And the last book I got is The Treatment by Suzanne Young, and this is the second and final book in the program Doology by Suzanne Young, and I'm really happy I finally have this book because it was always so expensive on Amazon, and I really wanted to reread the first book and get into the second book and finally know what's going on with the rest of the story. And I obviously can't tell you what this book is about because I would spoil you and myself. And this duology deals with a dystopian world where teenage suicide is an epidemic and a lot of teenagers get depressed and kill themselves, and the only way to kind of prevent this is a thing called the program, where kind of the memories of the people who get sent there are erased, and we follow the perspective of Sloane, who lives together with her boyfriend and her best friend, and they try to stay mentally healthy, to not be a part of the program and to stay alive. And I really enjoyed the first book. It was a phenomenal book in my opinion, and because of that I bought the first book in English to reread it, and because the second book isn't really published as a real book in Germany anymore, and I'm really interested to see how the story ends and how I like the first book in English, so yeah, we'll see about that. That was my September book haul. If you've read any of the books, please feel free to let me know how you liked them in the comments. And give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you soon with another video, guys. Goodbye!